Nanako! Nanako!
I'm sorry, sir.
No!
We did everything we could, but we still couldn't figure out what caused this.
Let go of me. I need to speak to him.
Like we said, without permission.
Permission? Who gave them permission to kill Nanako? Tell me that, huh? The hell with you all! Why is he still alive when Nanako's dead? Give me back Nanako! Give her back! She's all I have! She's the only one in the world.
Dojima-san, was he seriously gonna...
His only daughter's dead. Nothing would have surprised me.
You have your life, and now you want your freedom too?
It's your fault that Nanako-chan's...
I didn't.
12 o'clock. Is it the Midnight Channel? Hey, isn't this...
I failed to save her. It's because you got in my way.
Another Namatame? How? The real one's right here and we already beat his shadow!
No. Come to think of it, Namatame never faced his other self. And we didn't witness his shadow returning to his body as a persona either. Perhaps that's why we're seeing this now.
Do whatever you want. You hate me because the child died, don't you? I don't care either way. Living or dying makes no difference to me. But you're different. You can't do such a thing. You wouldn't dare, right? I'll continue saving people. It's my
A luxury
mission.
suite. Most hospital wards don't have such large televisions. Why, with something like this in the room, this man could escape at any time. Although once he enters, he may find there's no way out.
Wait a second. You don't mean... Are you... serious?
You just gonna turn your back and walk away?
That's... but...
What's gotten into you guys? This is crazy! How can we do something like that?
Chie! Everyone, listen to me. If we're gonna do this, now is our only shot. We won't get a second chance. At this rate, the guy's gonna get off the hook, and he'll go around saving people again. You just heard what this bastard's really thinking. If that happens, it'll be just like Nanako-chan and Senpai. Who knows how many innocent people will die this time? I can't let something like that go. Someone close to me died. Her killer can't be convicted. And now I'm gonna let the same thing happen again? There's no way I can do that! It's just wrong, isn't it?
But Yosuke?
All we have to do is push him inside the TV. That's it. We do that one thing, and this is all over.
Just push him inside?
If any of you want no part in this, just leave the room. I'm not gonna force you to stay. As for me, nothing could make me forgive this bastard. But before we do this, I want to hear what you think. What do you want to do, leader?
I failed.
promised her that I'd keep her safe. And I failed. Now she's gone. Gone. I couldn't save her. What's the point? Why should I even continue on? Maybe they should push him in. At least then he gets something for what he deserves. Of course I'm certain. Why wouldn't I be certain? That bastard is the reason she's dead! Doubt, but if I have doubts, then how could I make him pay for what he did? No, I can't just let my emotions take control of me. Stand firm in my beliefs, huh? Alright, I know what to do.
As for me, nothing could make me forgive this bastard. But before we do this, I want to hear what you think. What do you want to do, leader? We don't have time to wait. If we don't do this now, the cops will come back. What are you trying to say? Something we don't know. What don't we know? But we just heard the guy's true feelings on TV. What didn't you understand? Well, what is it? I already told you there's no time to waste. Are you even getting at something here, or are you just stalling? Missing? Like what exactly? Damn it, I've heard enough of this bullshit! Give me a straight answer! Are we doing this or not? That's all I give a damn about right now.
He's right. Let's all calm down for a second.
With your tempers finally cooled, you take a moment to consider things. You realize you haven't actually heard Namatame's side of the story. I mean, he definitely is throwing people in there, but why? Just to kill them or save them, right? It's easy to think that, but you really have no proof. Unfortunately, the police return as you're trying to work this out, so you don't really have time to talk to him. But once you're outside, you do have a moment to think about how Namatame was actually acting. Considering he was having an affair with the announcer, the first murder victim, he was under a ton of scrutiny from the police, but they found absolutely no evidence of him being involved. There was no signs of contact between the two on the day, and he had a rock-solid alibi on his whereabouts during her murder. Furthermore, it seems that him and the announcer were seemingly on very good terms. His motive and means of killing her seems basically non-existent. Could it possibly be that, huh?
Oh, there you are, all of you. Please come with me immediately.
Huh? What's going on? What's going on?
What are you waiting for? Hurry, go! Oh, there they are. Nanako-chan came around.
I wasn't worried for a second. Oh, this stupid game. Anyway, while Nanako is thankfully back, it seems that Teddy has gone missing. Despite searching the entire hospital, you can't seem to find the little guy. Oh well, you're tired and it has been a long day. You deserve some rest right now. The next day, your group meet up to discuss things, and Teddy still isn't present. Well, anyway, you decide to concentrate more on Namatame for the time being. What exactly does saving people mean? Does it really mean killing them? Yukiko points out a flaw in that line of thinking. When you first ran into him inside the TV, he said, "You're the ones I saved, right? Don't worry, I'll save her too." But if saving is killing people, then he didn't save Yukiko or any of the others, did he? What if he truly did intend to save people? But what about that announcer and Saki? He killed them, right? I mean, did he kill them? Could there be someone else involved in this case? Do you even have any evidence that there could potentially be anyone else involved? The warning letters seem contradictory to Namatame's ideals. It could very well be that someone else gave them to you. Someone who's been watching you from the very beginning. Someone who truly killed Saki and that announcer. Right now, though, all your ideas are just conjecture. You need some sort of proof. You need to talk to Namatame. After a bit of quick thinking with Naoto, you manage to get inside, and your group finally gets to really talk with Namatame. He seems out of it, just dazed and confused, honestly. But you talk calmly with him, and eventually he opens up little by little, and tells you his story. Namatame was truly in love with Miss Yamano, but thanks to the constant media attention from their affair, the two were driven apart. He went back to his hometown of Inaba, where in a drunken, depressed state, he happened upon the Midnight Channel. On it, he saw an outline that he could clearly distinguish was his lover, Miss Yamano. He reached out to touch the TV, and in doing so, his hand pushed through, inside the TV. He wrote the entire experience off as a dream, but the next day, Miss Yamano was murdered. He wondered if perhaps that image he saw of her on the TV was her calling out to him for help, some way to save her. He decided to keep an eye on the Midnight Channel, and a few days later, another figure appeared. This time, it was obviously Saki Konishi. Namatame tried everything in his power to try to help her. He told her to be wary, cautious that she may be a target. He also tried to inform the police that she may be in danger, but no one really believed him, and unfortunately, as you know, Saki was killed. Namatame was tearing himself apart. He had a means where he could see who would die, but had no way of protecting them. Then one day it dawned on him. What if he could put them in a place where no one could hurt them? Somewhere that the killer could never reach. Fortunately, such a place had presented itself to him. The ability to enter the TV. If he could put the people inside the TV, they could very well be safe from the killer. He didn't know what it was like in there, but wherever it was, it had to be better than dying. And so he took up a job with his father as a delivery man in Inaba. And the next time a victim appeared on the Midnight Channel, Yukiko, he set his plan in motion. He traveled to her house posing as a simple delivery man, drugged her, then dragged her inside the TV. A few days passed and ultimately, Yukiko turned out fine. She returned to a normal high school life and was seemingly no worse for wear. He did it. He and the TV world had saved her from the killer. He was a hero, a savior. The group were in shock at this revelation. It's easy to see where his line of thinking had come from, the Midnight Channel showing him who to save, and after Yukiko got thrown in, everyone seemed to survive when they were put inside the TV. But after bringing Nanako inside the TV and seeing it for himself, he realized what a mistake he had made. While Namatame may have unintentionally put many, many people at risk, he's clearly not a murderer. He truly wanted to save people. Your group leave his room. You now know for sure there is someone else out there, the true killer. Your group ask around for clues, something, anything that was missed on the old case. But you come up with nothing. I mean, it's a case that's almost a year old, so most of the town has moved on. What's more, coming across some sort of piece of evidence that the police missed completely would be near impossible at this point.
I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside.
Let's think here. It would have to be someone with connections to Miss Yamano and Saki. Someone who knows your group and the methods for which you've been entering the TV. They were even able to visit both your house and the murder victims' houses without arousing any suspicion. But how could you possibly do that without arousing the police's suspicion? They were everywhere. You would have to be a police officer. I mean, a police officer would be able to come and go as he pleases. He wouldn't arouse any suspicion for talking with the murder victims. He wouldn't arouse suspicion for keeping tabs on you.
Even the victims who survived and were never released to the public are written here. I note that Mr. Morioka's address is absent from the list.
Wow. And that settles it.
Adachi? Your group head to the hospital to confront Adachi. You find him and manage to corner him. You ask him a few questions about the murders, but he brushes them off. But Dojima appears and helps you to force the issue. You ask Adachi about Saki and the reporter, but he claims his memory is hazy of the time. So you ask him about the warning letter instead.
Warning letter?
The one that was delivered to his house. It's in police custody now, correct?
I don't really remember.
Hey, what do you mean you don't remember? I gave it to you to take down to the crime lab for processing. You're telling me you forgot?
Adachi is starting to get frantic and he makes to leave. You block off his exit. You ask him one final question. Is he the killer?
What? That's ridiculous! We already know Namatame's the one who put them all in!
What did you just say?
Put them all in? What's this putting them in business? Do you know something about the method behind their murders? Don't tell me that all that talk about TVs and whatnot from before was...
Adachi rushes off and your group gives chase, but unfortunately, he manages to escape inside the TV. But for now, that'll have to wait. He shouldn't have any means of escaping the TV. You'll just enter from Junes as always, and track him down. That night, you have a dream about Teddy. Look, game. You just put me through the emotional torture chamber of watching my younger cousin die. Do you really think I give a shit about the existential crisis of the McDonald's Land mascot reject who can't see the obvious fact that everyone around him clearly wants him to stay? Look, let's make a long story short. He's a shadow, now he's coming back. Let's go find Adachi. You find him in that room that you first arrived in when you came to the TV world. You know, the one where Yosuke had to take a piss. Adachi's dropped the bumbling buffoon act and seems a lot more terrifying. He gives you some details about the murders he committed.
What they say on the news isn't true, is it? All that talk about you having an affair and whatnot, it's all a lie, right?
Why do I have to explain myself to you?
I see. So you don't deny it. You caught my eye, but it turns out you're another worthless bitch.
Yeesh.
You were getting pretty cozy with that Namatame. Huh. So I'm not good enough for you. Well, I know how to deal with girls like you.
Oof.
Come on, give me a break. I didn't know it was dangerous inside the TV. It's not like I was trying to kill them. I mean, I'm sure they hit on Namatame, not the other way around. The council secretary will one day rise to public office himself. Mayumi and that high schooler were just gold digging. They got exactly what they deserved. I didn't do anything wrong at all.
Alright, this guy was definitely sporting a fedora in a past life, calling it now. At the end of the day, though, Adachi isn't the least bit sorry for what he did. This whole thing was just a game to him. Something to pass the time in this worthless-ass country town. The murders, Namatame's messiah complex in actions, even Mitsuo being thrown inside the TV, all of it was just so that this asshole could get some cheap thrill. The group make to attack him, but he vanishes. But before he fully disappears, he makes one final claim. By the end of the year, the world inside the TV and the world outside will become one and the same. Your group gather their thoughts after Adachi disappears. Could the town really be becoming one and the same with this world? I mean, there has been a constant fog outside. Every day, it feels a little bit closer to what it feels like inside the TV. It doesn't matter though. Right now, you just need to concentrate on capturing him and bringing him the justice he deserves. His dungeon is a distorted sort of dystopian version of Inaba. The place is crawling with powerful shadows, and to make matters worse, Adachi toys with you the entire way down, seals exits, and imposes random rules on you every now and again. It really does seem like he has some strange sort of power inside this world, even beyond your own. Eventually though, you overcome the trials and manage to catch up with Adachi. You accuse him one more time of the deeds that he caused, but this time he gets ticked off. Cares if he killed anyone? The world is a pointless mess already. Everyone knows it, but they have no alternative, so they just accept it. But in reality, success is entirely based on luck. What gifts you're born with. Everyone else is forced to accept the tedium and despair that accompanies everyday life. So Adachi finally did something that was entertaining. Something to alleviate the boredom that permeates everyone's lives. Some excitement to while away the time before the two worlds become one. Before all of existence gets shrouded in fog, and everyone becomes a shadow. Once that time arrives, everyone will get to live a blissful existence. One without strife or worry. One simply of existing. But enough with this bullshit. Your group is having none of his crap. Right now, you are gonna make him pay for what he did.
You're just throwing a tantrum like a kid who can't have his way!
People can't live alone. If you give in and sever your ties to human society, it will naturally become hard to live in it. Yet you refuse to face life and admit your fault, running from your own humanity like a coward. And though you claim to find life troublesome, you cause nothing but trouble for many others. Your twisted logic is that of an immature, egotistic brat.
Shut up! Stop trying to act all tough! You guys can't even stand on your own.
unless you deny everything I said! Stupid teenagers! You have no idea what kind of shit I've been through! Favored by the world, my ass! I'm gonna say it flat out! You're just a worthless criminal!
Seems he too has the power of persona. He's got an arsenal of powerful spells at his disposal, but honestly at this point in the game you've got access to all the best spells as well, so he's kind of a cakewalk. And so he falls, defeated. But, in essence, seems to overtake him. Something is controlling him. It enters his body and talks to you, using Adachi as a vessel. It calls itself Amano Sagiri. It claims to be the one that is causing the fog. It is the wish of mankind to live in blissful ignorance, to become shadows. And Amano Sagiri is the will to provide that wish. It is a being whose entire existence is providing the deepest wishes of humanity. Your group call it out. Humans would never want something like that. Humans don't desire such an existence. And honestly, the being almost sort of agrees with you. You are a part of humanity as well, after all, and through the power you gained over your journey, you fought to protect mankind from the fog. It is a power that Amano Sagiri is interested in. He needs to test it to see whether it's worthy of supporting humanity's desires.
Of all the fog?
Indeed, I have come to put you all to the test and judge your worth.
Like we give a damn what you came for!
You've done what you want so far, but that'll end when we crush you!
Precisely. Then we know what we gotta do now.
I don't want people to turn into shadows.
We'll defeat it for sure. I'll back you up with everything I've got. This thing has no right to exist.
So, your final battle begins. A battle between your party and the amazing Technicolor Eyeball. It's powerful, very powerful, but nowhere near as powerful as some of the overpowered skills that Persona 4 provides you. And with that, you are victorious. Amano Sagiri congratulates your party. It claims that its only wish is to provide the wishes for humanity, and your strength has proved humanity's resolve, what it truly wishes for. It disappears into the fog, leaving Adachi behind. He laughs, finally claiming defeat. He asks you to leave him and let the shadows finish him off, but he's not getting off that easy. He's going to pay for what he did. You drag him out of the TV, and send him on his way to the police station. Okay, I know I've said this before, but this time we've officially done it. Everything has been answered, everything's been answered. The killer is definitely Adachi. What's more, the entity that was causing the fog has been defeated, and the fog surrounding the town has disappeared. You've accomplished everything. You gather together outside on the first sunny day in a long time. Your group gives a hearty cheer. You did it. You won. Now all that's left to do is enjoy the rest of the year. Unfortunately, you need to go back to your home, the big city, in March. But that's still a long ways away. After a romantic Christmas Eve with whoever you think best girl is, your group meets up on Christmas. You get a call from your uncle. Seems Nanako is well enough to finally leave the hospital. Your group all head to your place to greet her. Dachi's going to prison, Nanako looks happier than ever, and even more amazing, the girl's made something edible. Happy endings truly can happen. The year blissfully passes by until March finally arrives. You'll be heading home tomorrow, so you make sure to say your goodbyes to all the friends you made while you were here. I, Yumi, Ko, Daisuke, and, sorry, Naoki, I kinda forgot to finish your social link. You also give a fond farewell to Erishu and Hisano. You find out Sayako has been working hard in Africa, and you also find baby foxes. You even get a fond farewell from Margaret.
Now, close your eyes. Why, you ask? So that you don't witness my sinfulness.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
You end the day with one last heartfelt talk with Dojima and Nanako.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more!
Well, in any case, it certainly was a wild year, wasn't it? I mean, who would believe this would be a year about you and your friends facing your other selves, gaining a new power and the ability to traverse that realm inside of a TV? It's, well, I mean, you didn't specifically face your other self, did you? Huh. I mean, you were just watching the Midnight Channel and stuck your head inside. But why could you do that? Actually, come to think of it, I guess Namatame and Adachi could do that as well. Wait a minute, you got a letter from Adachi this morning. Let me check it out. Looks like he's been thinking about the same thing. When he first came to this town, he heard about the Midnight Channel from someone he didn't know? Huh. Well, who'd you first hear about the Midnight Channel from?
Oh, really? Well, I know just the thing to cheer up that lovesick heart. You ever hear of the Midnight Channel?
No, that's silly. Let's think here. What actually happened to you when you first came to town? Let's see. You arrived on your train. You met your uncle, and Nanako. She was being especially adorable that day. How could you forget that? And then, you went home. No, wait. You stopped for gas. Oh, that's right. You talked with that androgynous-looking minor character. Now that I think about it, that night you had that really weird dream about the fog. You know what? You know someone who can help with this. Someone who has a bit of a hand in the supernatural.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. How may I help you? You have solved the mystery and deflected the disaster that so nearly fell upon you. Is there something else beyond this you need our assistance with? Intriguing. So, is there still something that leaves you unsatisfied? What may that be? Well then, let's take a look and see what it is you might be sensing. Ah, this is a surprise. These are shards of power, allowing one to see through to the truth of things without being swayed by hollow rumors. Interesting. Indeed, you have come here today for a reason. Then I shall play my part as well. That is a crystal of power which you have nurtured through your journey. An orb that repels fabrications of all sorts, dispels lies, and shines upon the truth.
You confront the gas station attendant. Turns out, she really was behind everything. With a simple handshake, she awakened the power within you, gave you the means to enter the TV and tame your persona. She was simply testing humanity, seeing what giving this power to several individuals would bring about. She claims that she is Izanami. Amano Sagiri was merely a part of her, something just to test you to see whether your resolve was true. However, she never dreamed you would actually find the real Izanami. But now that you have, it's time to put this power that you've put so much into to the ultimate test. She vanishes, taunting you to find her. Your friends find you just after the encounter. There's not too much to say, back to business as usual. One final excursion, and I know I've said final a lot, but seriously, seriously this time, I mean it. One final excursion before you head home. And so you make it to the top, at last. Like Amano Sagiri, Izanami is a being with the purpose of providing the desires of humanity. But she never caused any of the strife that plagued the town this year. She didn't push people inside of the TV or spread any wild rumors. All she did was provide humanity with a means to gaze into the consciousness of humanity, the Midnight Channel. After that, she gave a few individuals the power to access that realm, and then sat back and watched as the action played out. At the end of the day, the fog passing through that world and into our own wasn't her doing. It was humanity's, because it was humanity's desire. But you've said this before, and you'll say it again. This is not a future you or any other human would wish for. No one wants to live a life purely of existence. Life has meaning, life has connections and purpose.
Man, it's hazy.
What? Sheesh, it's huge! Come on! You know we've been through way worse than this thing! This is just the send-off our leader deserves! All right, time for the grand finale!
And so you face off against Izanami's true form. She's she's actually kind of terrible. Honestly, she doesn't really hit that hard and doesn't look like she has a lot of HP. It's not too long before you whittle her down and deliver the final blow. Yeah, you deliver the final blow. You hit her with your final attack. Why isn't this working?
That is a crystal of power which you have nurtured through your journey. An orb that repels fabrications of all sorts, dispels lies, and shines upon the truth.
Truth is a thing which only appears to those who have observed, considered, and made a choice. At the end of the path you chose lies the truth. Believe in it, and continue without faltering.
Well then, allow me to show you my full splendor.
Final form, the true form of Izunami, awaits you. It is a hideous entity, and its attacks grow much more ferocious. Your party are driven back, but you've come too far to lose right now. You throw powerful attacks at her, one after the other. She's brought to the brink of defeat. This is it. You're finally gonna bring an end to all of... No, it's okay. This last attack should...
Well, see ya.
Good luck over there, too.
If anything happens on your end, we'll come running.
Until we meet again, Senpai.
Senpai, I'll be waiting for you.
See ya. Take care.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you again.
Well, be careful.
I'll see you, Big Bro. Bye-bye. Thank you for everything. Stay well until we meet again someday.
You'll always be my sensei forever!
Please don't forget about us over there.
I love you, Senpai.
I'll do my best! You better not run away too, Senpai!
I'll always remember our time together.
Distance doesn't matter to us! Even if we're separated, we're still friends!
Take care.
Bye, Senpai!
I'll miss you.
He's really gone.
It's sad that he won't be around, but we'll be okay, right, guys?
Doesn't matter how far apart we are. The bonds we've made will remain strong. Everyone's heart is connected to the people they know and trust. It's those bonds that let us all search for our purpose in life. As long as it's a purpose you believe in, there will always be someone who can help you fulfill it. You, me, and everyone else. There are no barriers. Our hearts are one, right, Sensei?